The motion states that as Indonesia, this House would prioritize humanware over technoware advancement in the expansion of semiconductor industry. By prioritize humanware, it means that Indonesia would not completely ban or getting rid of technoware. It doesn't mean that Indonesia would do production with only humans and not involving technology whatsoever. It doesn't mean that Indonesia would not import manufacturing machines. However, it means that Indonesia would focus its scarce resources, such as budget, tax incentives, time, and the prioritizations of policymakers for specific issues, being allocated more towards the humanware development. By technoware advancement, it means the physical technology used for the automation of industry that is developing and improving. By expansion of semiconductor industry, it means to turn Indonesia from a consumer country to a key producer of semiconductor products. This expansion is needed because of the increasing local demands of electronics and electric vehicles. As the first speaker of proposition team, we would like to stand on agreeing of this motion that Indonesia needs to prioritize its resources on humanware instead of technoware in the expansion of semiconductor industry. So how does the system of prioritizing humanware would look like in real life situations? It will be run by first, the government will focus their money or budget for investing in education and training human resources regarding the technology sector. For example, is the vocational education and training, which provides practical industry specific skills through apprenticeships, technical schools, or community college. And the second example is by investing in the resource and development program. Second, by making a policy that sends promising or talented students in the IT field for studying in developed countries with return service scholarships or known as bonded scholarships. So after a time period, they will come back to Indonesia and serve or applied what they had studied there for the development of the country's technological industries. Third, the government would cooperate with countries or corporations that have experience and specialty in semiconductor manufacturers or microchips production, like NVDA or TSMC, by sending Indonesia's IT worker staff to do an internships at the company and call them back to adopt and apply it for Indonesia semiconductor industry with the collaboration of the professionals from the state company. Now, we need to enhance the humanware sector because of Indonesia's government interest in moving the country from heavy consumer-based nation into a production or manufacturer-based country, especially in the technology industry. It is important because by being a nation that is driven by consumerism, it has the risk of trade deficit that would that, that will weaken the national currency and, and increase foreign debt. And we need to in enhancing our country in the technological industry because of the fast growing development of technology. And Indonesia has to bridge the gap so the country will not be dependent on other nations. Why? Because if we are too reliant with the foreign nations, the market would be in peril of fluctuations because they are highly exposed to global supply chain disruptions. And by by focusing on the enhancement of the brainware, we can move the country forwards in in the semiconductor industries because we have the capability to operate high technical machines for for making, designing, testing, and so forth for the whole industrial processes. This cannot be achieved on the technoware sides by because if we doesn't have the high level of human resources, they cannot use the machines, the technologies. This would be a waste of because we don't have any human resources to utilizing it for its optimal innovations and would make us um really dependent on other countries for the processing and technology sector. For example, is for example is the smelter in Morowali, Indonesia. The Indonesia human resources doesn't have the skills to make the machines or process it. So we are dependent on foreign countries to processing it, even though we have a bunch of resources to make or produces it. This would also reducing brain drain because by improving the education, especially in the semiconductor field, it would hold the people that would like to move to another country for studying the semiconductor industry. Would benefit the government because it would retaining essential human capital, which boosts tax revenue and foster innovation for the country.